Oh, no. Electric? I haven't got a card.
There's 110.
No, they have the state has a person.
No, no, it's
Oh, there's a separate
it's public
person.
well, I know,
That's one item. Translation services.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do have translation services here if you need an earbud. This gentleman.
Yeah, you're not so easy. Oh, yeah.
That's my office.
Oh, yeah. It's free range chicken. It's in the freezer, you can eat everything. You know, what, you come on. Okay, great. But that's almost too far. Yeah, well. Okay. We know. Oh my God. Yeah, it's.
Así que, pero no está muy claro. Eso lo van a llevar para que el elector vote si están de acuerdo con lo que el comité va revisando la propuesta. Entonces yo vamos a poner eso en la votación para que el elector del centro vote si quieren eso o no. Entonces, pero un grupo limitado que sabía cuáles eran los puntos. Eso nos lo da.
Welcome to the City of Central Falls Charter Review Commission. Today is Monday, December 1st, and it's 5:02 p.m. So let's start with the roll call.
Ms. Jackie Carr,
Here.
Ms. Barbara Silvas, Mr. Jensen Vargas, Mr. Hugo Figueroa,
Here.
Chair Miguel Garcia.
Here.
We have one.
Next item on the agenda is
Approval of minutes from November 24th, 2025.
need a motion to approve the minutes of November 24.
So, second.
A motion and a half a second, all here, please say aye. Aye. Opposed, ayes have it. Next item in the agenda,
Is public comment.
With the public comment process, we kindly ask if you say your name and your address, and please, we want to respect the time of everybody. If you can stay in the 3 minutes period, we're gonna appreciate that. So we're gonna start with the first one in the list, it is Thomas Placea.
Good evening. First, 3 minutes is really not enough time to speak. I tried to attend last meeting, but unfortunately, I wasn't allowed to speak. There was no sign-in sheet when I came in, so I am again trying to come today. I did come to City Hall and speak to the city clerk, Alberto. First of all, my name is Thomas Lazia, Lazieh. I live at 1072 Lonsdale Avenue, Central Falls. I am a lifelong resident, 72 years. I did serve as in the city of Central Falls for over 20-something years, 6 years as mayor and 4 years as a city council member. I am here because I was interested in the reason for a charter review commission meeting. I was informed that it was to address 2 items that were deferred from the last committee. I spoke to the city clerk regarding what were those 2 items, and he said they were in the minutes, but I didn't have a copy of the minutes to review. I am concerned that a charter review is something I've sat on since the 1970s in the city. We've had them when I was mayor also. A charter review is something you do very sparingly, very limitedly, and it should be addressed over long term. I received the agenda just now. The item 1, allowing the mayor, and item 2, allowing the city council extended terms, is something in not regards to this current mayor, but in respect to all mayors. The city has already decided that and changed the term of office to 4-year terms. They were previously 2-year terms, and allowing 2 4-year terms. This current mayor and this current city council have lived under that and were elected under that. I do not see the advantage of perpetuating time in office. I think anyone is allowed and should run for public office, but to allow extended terms, I think defeats the exact purpose of what our charter review years ago did, limiting the time to 2 4-year terms. I think going back and removing those restrictions is not to the benefit long-term of the city and its residents for leadership, the new leadership. The other item, item number 3, regarding the ethics, I do not understand what ambiguities there are in our current charter that creates the need to establish a new revision to that code. I believe when we were under receivership, the receivers at the time strengthened the ethics system in the city and making it much more difficult for individuals to make sure they comply with ethics. Why we need and what are the ambiguities is something I don't understand why we need to do that. The fourth item that you have, and my understanding, there were only 2 items to be addressed by this Charter Review Commission that were delayed from the previous. The last item is regarding the police chief and the fire chief. I've had the honor of appointing police chiefs and fire chiefs. And it went through the personnel system, which the personnel system reviewed that, determined the best candidates, and submitted to the mayor up to 3 candidates to choose from. I think that is something that we need to continue. So the meeting, your charter review items that I think better left untouched and left alone, and we don't really need it. And I'd like an explanation of what these 4 items are in detail, why it's needed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our call. At the end of the public comments, every single member is going to make comments, and if we going to answer any of the questions, we definitely going to address at the end. We are going to continue with Mr. Dan Klutz. Good evening. I am Dan Klutz. I reside at 111 Tremont Street, Central Falls, Rhode Island. I would like to thank Chair Garcia and all of the commissioners for the opportunity to speak. I wanted to speak tonight about the opportunity, or the commission to consider the opportunity of having a mayor, not necessarily our incumbent mayor, but a mayor, and B city councilors to have the opportunity to serve a consecutive 3rd term. As it stands now, the charter is that they serve 2 4-year terms for a total of 8 years. I would suggest to the commission that it consider as a ballot choice to look at the option of a mayor and the city councilors serving 3 consecutive terms for a total of 12 years. There are quite a number of large-scale projects that are happening within the city, such as the Broad Street Corridor, the Osram, Sylvania Plant, and Conant Flood District. And I think it's helpful to have stability in government. And I also think I'd like to say about this process, to me this is democracy in action. We have these opportunities for public comment, and the commission will consider which items to place on the ballot. And then the voters of the city of Central Falls will decide. And that is truly democratic. So I think I respect other people's opinions, but I think that this process is one that works. And my understanding is that the charter review process is done only every 10 years or something like that. It's not done very frequently. But I think that the city should have the opportunity to make changes to its charter and for the residents to vote on that. I think that is truly representative of democracy. So I would urge the commission to consider the opportunity for a 3rd consecutive term separate from the other agenda items. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Next, Said Guillaume.
Buenas noches, mi nombre es Said León, vivo en la 14 Madison, avenida aquí en Central Falls por 35 años. Y le doy las gracias porque me dieron esta noche sí la oportunidad para hablar, así que me deben 3 minutos. Hay muchas cosas que decir, pero voy a concretar a lo siguiente. Uno de los mayores problemas que yo he tenido aquí en la ciudad de Central Falls es que es difícil conseguir información. Yo vine aquí al comité la semana pasada y no sabía de qué se iba a hablar. Investigué todos los correos electrónicos y no decían nada, solamente esto, de que se iban a hablar de 2 puntos. ¿Cuáles? Investigué en la ciudad, nada. Y ese mismo problema he tenido con las ordenanzas. He tenido inconvenientes a través de con la policía, con el departamento de Code Enforcement, y yo he tenido que investigar con el departamento de los bomberos, investigar yo mismo las ordenanzas y ir a ellos a instruirlos de que ellos están violando las ordenanzas. Entonces creo que deberíamos ser un poco más transparentes con la comunidad y que uno tenga acceso de poder dialogar. Ok, pero tengo que repetir. Ok, ok, sigamos. Entonces el problema que yo veo es eso, o sea, necesitamos que cuando me acabo de enterar con esto, que lo pusieron allá hoy, las minutas, ¿cuál es lo que se va a hablar aquí?
So the problem is that I've just seen this and according to the minutes, what was going to be talked about here.
Sí, entonces yo pienso que debería ser un poquito más claro.
So I think it should be a little more clear.
Basado en lo que yo oí, de que quieren establecer un tercer periodo,
They want to establish a third period.
creo que esto está bien claro en la Constitución.
This is very clear in the
Y
Constitution.
la ciudad de Central Florida la adoptó en el año 1952.
In the year 1952.
La Constitución adoptó la 22ª enmienda en el año 51
Amendment in 1951.
y tiene un porqué. Yo no me refiero a la Virgen María.
I'm not referring to.
Nosotros tenemos que pensar que ella tiene buenos méritos, buenas cualidades, pero tenemos que pensar en el futuro de la ciudad.
But we have to think about the.
Nosotros no podemos prolongar un tercer periodo porque después van a pedir un cuarto.
prolong a third period.
Y ya la historia de Central Florida, por no decir la de Providence, nos ha demostrado que cuando los alcaldes se les da 4 o 5 periodos, entonces abusan de su poder. Nosotros tenemos que mantener la democracia porque este país se debe a la democracia. Crear un prolongado
This country is founded by
poder y mucho menos darle poder absoluto para que los alcaldes puedan elegir los jefes de policía o a los jefes de bomberos. Y el tercer punto, tampoco deberíamos permitir que se disminuya el comité de 7 a 5, porque eso es lo que hace el balance de poder dentro de las fuerzas que rigen la ciudad. Entonces yo le pido a la comisión que por favor analice bien esto, de que nos apeguemos a la Constitución, porque nos debemos ese derecho a la libertad que nos ofrece aquí el país. Como ya el tiempo se acabó, muchas gracias, y por favor tratemos de ser más claros con lo que se escribe, porque los ciudadanos de Central Florida necesitamos saber qué es lo que se está moviendo dentro de la ciudad. Que tengan buena noche.
inside the city.
Next one, Lucía Tamayo.
Buenas noches. Yo vengo aquí en representación de Elena. Ella vive en 113 Foundry Street, Sevilla Costa. Sí, Sevilla, él está muy ciudad, por eso que ella sí va a votar cuando le toca votar, pero como no puede hablar, me dijo que transmitiera lo que ella sentía. Lo que ella siente es que María Rivera merece un tercer término porque en un año ha demostrado todo lo que ella ha hecho por Central Fox. Otro año más se le va a permitir terminar todo lo que ella empezó como primero y como segundo. Si ella no fuera una persona que sirviera a la comunidad y a la ciudad, seguro que ya la habían quitado el puesto. Porque así como las personas buenas quieren que estén, también las que no producen buen rendimiento también las bajan rápido y se terminan los términos. Entonces me parece que ella debe tener un tercer término para terminar su labor, que ha sido bastante maravillosa. Gracias.
Thank you. Saya McFarland.
Lucia Calabi.
Buenas noches. Bueno, yo vengo a reiterar que la solicitud de reelección de María, la solicitud de una reelección o un tercer periodo para María Rivera es porque, si nos damos cuenta, la ciudad de Centro es una ciudad pues poblada por gente hispana. Nosotros necesitamos gente que pueda entender nuestro idioma, gente que nos pueda entender, gente que sea empática con nosotros. Además, María ha demostrado que ha iniciado muchas obras, que ella es empática con la comunidad, ella ayuda a la gente, ha iniciado muchas obras y lo más apropiado sería que ella pudiera culminar. Entonces, a veces no necesitamos hablar mucho. Hay las obras dicen lo que las palabras no dicen. Entonces, esa es mi solicitud. Gracias.
Thank you. Anybody else wants to speak? If you want to speak, feel free. Please say your name and your address.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Laika Santana. I live at 869 Onset Avenue. I've been a resident in Central Falls for 22 years, and I'm here as my capacity as a resident, not as a city. I'm here as a constituent. I think mayors should be run for 3 terms, just because if they start doing a project, it will be nice for them to see the success, finish the project and everything, to see how they progress. City councils, I think they should be shut down for 5. Just for my personal opinion, Central Falls is a square mile. We only 7 city councils. So I think it should go down for 5. And I agree that mayor should be run for 3 terms. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, my name is Karen Ortega. I live in 14th Street, Central Falls, and I'm gonna be very straightforward. I don't feel like the mayor should get another term or any other term, because I feel like it goes against the Constitution and everything. Because I feel like, as time passes, he hasn't done very good things to like the youth and stuff. I literally just heard about this meeting and decided to come to my friends. So basically, I feel like that she's only been hanging out with people like older, the elderly, and hasn't been with the youth at all. Hasn't encouraged the youth to speak up for the city either. And she like would need another term because it like goes against the Constitution and what many people think. Also, she hasn't addressed major things that's happening in the city. Because there have been many sightings of ICE around Central Falls. I myself have seen them outside my house while getting ready for school. I don't think anyone in Central Falls should live in fear that someone is gonna take them. And they have been brutal, very brutal to the people. So I feel like instead of worrying about her, I need to continue to worry about the people saving us. And she needs to have the youth also intertwined, because if they just think about the elders, it's going to be different from what the youth want. The youth needs voices, like how many people say, speak up against people who are hurting you and stuff. You also need to speak up against the government. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And now, I would like to ask City Solicitor if you can explain a little bit about what question number 3, please.
Testing. So, thank you, Chairman Garcia. I'll just walk through real quickly my memorandum to the commission and then directly address question 3. So, I was tasked by the commission with looking at all of the public input, which there were nearly 40 comments submitted online. There were more than a dozen comments submitted here in person. I just want to remind the people here that this is the charter of the city, while it was created in the 1950s, is a living document, and it can be amended from time to time by the people. So the people can vote to change it, but it's a 3-step process. And here today, we're only at step 1. So the Charter Review Commission, just like we saw in 2012, 2016, 2018, 2023, and 2025, which were the last 5 times we've amended the Home Rule Charter. The Charter Review Commission recommends potential questions, and then it goes to the City Council. The City Council then has to have a public meeting, and they can choose to have a public hearing, and then they can vote on it. And if they vote on it, it would then go on the next general election ballot. So if these proposed questions were to go on the ballot, it would be essentially a year from now. It would give the community an entire year to debate whether to pass or not pass these questions. So you have a huge runway in front of you as to whether you want to make a change in governance or not make a change in governance. In fact, I think a gentleman in the crowd earlier referenced the 2 gentlemen on the wall. Well, they didn't pass term limits when they were in charge of the Constitution. That happened much later. But there are not term limits for Congress, and there weren't term limits for the president until a century after they signed the Constitution. But what I sought to do in the drafting of these proposed amendments is as follows. Number 1 and number 2. Currently, and I was involved in the 2012 was when term limits were adopted for the mayor and the city council. There was a mistake made, I think, and a loophole was created. So it allows a mayor to serve 8 years, take a break, and then serve 8 more years, take a break, serve 8 more years, take a break, in perpetuity. They could serve for 40, 50 years with this on-off cycle. Similarly, a council member can serve 8 years, take a break, 8 more years. In fact, we've seen that with the current city council. There's a sitting councilman who has served more than 8 years, having taken a break. So the draft that's before this commission would close that loophole and say no more consecutive take a break, consecutive take a break loopholes. Instead, it would create a lifetime of service ending at 12 years for both the mayor and the council. So you can serve, if the voters choose to elect you, up to 12 years. And it's not, I know people have been talking about certain individuals here in public hearing. This is not about individuals. This is about a governance document. Regardless of who the mayor is, regardless of who the council is, it's, do you want the voters to have a choice to elect someone up to 12 years on the council or the mayoralty, and to close this loophole? That's questions 1 and 2. Question 3, which former Mayor Lizea referenced in his public comment, has to do with ethics. Is he still here? Oh, there you are. And Mr. Lizea, you raised a good point, which was in 2013 we passed one of the strongest ethics ordinances in the country according to Common Cause. And what we didn't do at the time was update this very outdated section of the city charter, section 8-100. So this actually conflicts with that very strong city ordinance, the very strong state ethics laws, and state law. And I've been tasked with interpreting this statute, this Home Rule Charter section many times, and in circulating it with Common Cause and other ethics lawyers, everyone kind of agrees that it's outdated and served a purpose when there was no city ethics laws and no state ethics laws, but now that there are, what this simply would do is to say all city employees, which are the police and fire, people who work at DPW, directors, and officers. So officers include appointments to the zoning board, the planning board, the director of human resources, etc. All have to be in compliance with city, state, and federal ethics laws and suffer the punishments according thereto. So it puts the city charter in alignment with all those laws. And then potential question 4, which this commission vetted previously. So currently, if you become mayor of Central Falls, you can appoint your cabinet, except 2 people you can't. You can't appoint your fire chief, and you can't appoint your police chief. That has to go what's called a personnel board, which is a board that makes a recommendation, and then they hire a police and fire chief. This change would say, no, the mayor, just like she can with every other director, can propose to appoint that person to the cabinet, and then the city council has the power to approve it or deny it. So it would just bring the police and fire chief into alignment with every other director level position. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Citizen. Now we are going to move to the next item in the agenda, hearing and consideration. In this part, we definitely gonna ask every single board member. You have in front of you the ballot questions, just and any consideration in that part. We received any couple letters that we put in the minutes from last meeting, including police and fire union and also local 94, I believe so. And also we received any email from previous mayor and right now Treasurer James Diosa in favor of all 4 questions. Just to put it in the record, and with that said, what we are going to do right now, we are going to read every single question, and after that we are going to ask for motions, and we are going to give a roll call from every single board member. With that said, I'm going to pass the baton for the first question to Mrs. Silves.
Ballot question 1, shall section 3-400 of the charter be amended to remove the loophole allowing the mayor to serve 8 years, sit out a term, and then serve another 8 years in perpetuity, and set a lifetime limit of 12 years of service as mayor?
With that said, we have the first question in the table. I need a motion to approve or deny this first question. I have a motion in the floor. I need a second.
Second.
Any other? If not,
I want to see.
you understand? With that said, please do the roll call.
Jackie Parra,
Yes.
Robert Silvas, Jensen Vargas. Here. Hugo Figueroa,
No.
Chair Miguel Garcia.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-1.
Thank you. Next question.
Shall section 2-100 of the charter be amended to remove the loophole allowing a city council member to serve 8 years, sit out a term, and then serve another 8 years in perpetuity, and set a lifetime limit of 12 years for service as a city council member?
Thank you, Mrs. Silvas. On to consideration. Question 2. I need a motion to approve or deny the second question. I have a motion in the floor. I need a second. Any comments?
Same.
Steve, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Please do a roll call at this time, please.
Jackie Parra,
Yes.
Robert Silvas,
Yes.
Jensen Vargas. Yes. Hugo Figueroa,
No.
Miguel Garcia.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-1.
Thank you. Third question?
Mr. Figueroa, are you abstaining or voting no?
Voting no. Can I give explanation or just?
No explanation.
Okay.
No abstentions, just vote no.
Shall sections 8-100, 300, and 301 of the charter be amended to remove ambiguity and ensure that all city elected officials and officers are in compliance with all city and state ethics laws?
Now, on to consideration, question number 3. I need a motion to approve or deny question number 3. I have the motion in the floor, I need a second. Any comments? If not, please do a roll call.
Jackie Parra,
Yes.
Pablo Silvas,
Yes.
Justin Vargas. Yes. Silvio Figueroa,
Yes.
Miguel Garcia.
Yes,
Motion passes 5-0.
thank you. And the last shower question.
Shall section 4-700 of the charter be amended to permit the mayor to appoint a candidate for the position of police or fire chief with the approval of a majority of members of the council?
On to consideration, question number 4. I need a motion to approve or deny question number 4. I have a motion in the floor, I need a second. Please do any comments? If not, please do a roll call.
Jackie Parra,
Yes.
Pablo Silvas,
Yes.
Justin Vargas. Yes. Silvio Figueroa,
Yes.
Chair Miguel Garcia.
Yes,
Motion passes 5-0.
thank you. With that said, we have the next item in the agenda, but before we close, in the first 2 meetings, we have been talking around this meeting, and we are done putting in the agenda the role of the council owners, because we hear our community, and we definitely think that this is not the right timing to do this just for the record. With that said, I need a motion to adjourn. I have a motion in the floor, I need a second. All in favor, please say aye. Aye, motion carried. Thank you so much, have a great night. We finish at 5:35 p.m.